Hello, friends. Welcome to As I See It, Episode 7. It is Thursday, June 26th, about 2:45 Pacific Time. And as I see it, all of us have the right to do something that we really need to do, and that's to say, I'm angry. These days are so filled with emotion that many of us find it difficult to gather our thoughts. And as I've said before, that is the purpose of the shock and awe that the regime is imposing on all of us. And for me, myself, I know that I have tried to avoid emotion and remain level-headed and clear as I invite people to exercise their rights and speak out. But I think there's something that we do all need to do, and that's to express our anger. I'm angry that the United States is being raped. I'm angry that so many people were brainwashed, frankly, and bought this con man's shtick and allowed this all to come to pass. I'm angry that the United States' reputation now is forever tarnished with many nations and people around the world. I'm angry that even with our best efforts, it will take decades to get back to anything like what we had before. I'm angry at the waste of it. I'm angry at the hypocrisy of it. A great segment of the people that helped bring this about call themselves Christians. I'm angry that they seem to be incapable of seeing the hypocrisy. That they can't just ask that simple question, what would Jesus do? Would Jesus condone what's taking place in this country? Yesterday, I went on a radio show in London. I called in and spoke with a gentleman named James O'Brien on a program called LBC, which stands for Leading Britain's Conversation. When I'd called the day before to make the arrangement to speak, the topic was going to be what Americans feel about this. How are we going about resisting what the government's trying to impose? Unfortunately, the NATO summit changed the topic, and what we actually wound up speaking about was the Prime Minister and the head of NATO's comments during their meeting with Trump. I'm angry about that too. Both of them kissed his ass. And James O'Brien questioned whether that was because they have to placate him in order to preserve NATO. I retorted that I thought that, as with everything, it was bluster, his threat to quit NATO, for the simple fact that money wins the day, and those military contractors aren't going to want to be cut off from their market in Europe. So no matter his threats, we are not going to leave NATO. I'm angry that our military is being forced to squander its arms in support of a regime in Israel that is committing atrocities, war crimes, and basically pulling the strings on what we do as a nation. It was of no benefit to us and actually a great disadvantage to us in the out years. You know, I've tried to encourage everyone to speak their voice. I'm also angry that more people are not. But I get it. It's not easy. I don't want to be doing this. but I can't keep quiet. Government derives its power from the consent of the governed, and I do not consent. We must not consent to this. All of our voices need to be raised. All of us need to be reaching out to anyone and everyone that can listen and hear these words. A friend of mine said, well, why did you call a British radio show? And even James O'Brien himself thought it was kind of peculiar. And I said, because the people of Europe need to hear us. People around the world need to hear us. The flood the zone technique of this regime is not just in effect here in America, it's in effect around the world, because as a matter of fact, the corporate structures in Europe and around the world are also very much aligned with the goals of this regime, which is to increase the power of corporate and rich people at the expense of everyone else. And I'm angry about that. I'm angry that of the estimated $17 trillion of wealth in this country, $16 trillion is controlled by no more than about 12,000 people. The rest is for the other 330 million of us. I'm angry that they make us fight against each other for that, when actually all that wealth was the result of our work, not the work of those 12,000 people. I'm angry that there is actually no active resistance in the Congress to what's going on. There are a few voices that speak out, but there's no active resistance, actually. I'm angry that the Democratic Party allowed itself to become so infested with the interests of big money that they can't actually be a functioning opposition. I'm angry that we can't actually see our way out of this, because if you go down that path of trying to imagine what's going to take place, it can become maddening. So for all of us that are engaged in this, we have to be present right here, right now, not try to figure out how we're going to get out of it. Just assure ourselves and everyone else that we will. That's what we do. So the point of the talk today, as I see it, is simply to give people the agency to express that. Express your anger. Don't let it consume you completely. Get it off your shoulders. It is good. Don't let it fester. And use that energy to do something productive. Perhaps make yourself a video. Perhaps call up a friend, a family member. Whatever the case may be, but express yourself, get it off your chest, and get about the work of raising your voice to be part of the solution. And for today, at the moment, that is as I see it. Maybe back again later. Go carefully, friends. Spirit be with you.